ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Gray, and I'm living still. Instead of just plain living, we ought to be. So we're still living.
We're still living. I'm Peggy Burton. It's good to see you again.
You too, dear.
Sorry I missed you last week.
Well, we missed you, and look at you in that light blue sweater. Golly, girl, you're pretty.
It was cold outside.
Is it cold outside?
It was cold
Baby,
when I
it's
walked in.
cold outside.
Yeah, it was this morning. But now it's one of the most beautiful days. And yesterday
Was a lovely day.
I looked out my window, and the sun is coming up this morning, and it's just brilliant with red and yellow and green and brown.
Look
it's
beside
awesome.
you. Look on that screen. Look behind you. Look at our girl behind you the other way.
Oh.
Other way, the little angel back behind you.
Oh, that
See,
girl.
she's all orange and gold.
Yeah, she's got on her
Isn't that
uniform.
pretty?
That
She's
is
pretty. She got her orange toboggan on.
I never have much of those colors to wear. You do that. You wear colors.
I wear
to suit the
everything. It doesn't make any
season.
difference.
I was born wearing black, I think, so that's what I wear. But today I decided I wear something other.
No, I love that. I love that. I love that color. That's
What,
a
did
very
you have
nice
a happy
color.
Halloween?
Huh?
Did you go?
Happy Halloween? Yeah, I did. I didn't prank anybody, and nobody pranked me.
Yeah, nobody comes out in the country. But I'm glad.
They all head in town to get on the Kings Lane and fairways and
Well,
country
a
club.
lot of them are at
and-
churches having safe parties, or they're downtown. Downtown have a lot going on.
Tullahoma.
Yeah, there was a
I'll
lot going on.
guarantee you, Halloween afternoon, you could not get through downtown Tullahoma. There was not one parking space from the Baptist church, all their parking, the Southern Electric over there across the railroad tracks. There were kids everywhere. And it was just wonderful.
And they've got enough candy to start a store.
To cause a mobile dentist office to come to town.
Oh, I worry about that. You know, there's an awful lot of candy eaten on Halloween. I think I have my share.
And everything now, you know, it's got to be wrapped, and you know, you can't hand somebody a homemade item because
Exactly.
they'd be afraid somebody put some drugs in it or something like that. It's a shame.
And somebody might.
Oh, they do. Razor
there's-
blades,
People are that
pieces
mean.
of glass.
Yeah, people are that mean.
They're mean. They're mean. Why y'all want to be so mean?
Is that a
I think there's
song?
a song. Yeah.
Why
are you so mean?
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
You got it. Treat me mean. I'll show you. I'll make a big old star and walk by you and go, huh? Yeah, I made it. Why you? And you're not here because you were mean.
Yeah, right. Some people are mean.
They really are, sure. Mean Street.
But I found, being a teacher, that the mean kids were people that had some mean parents at their house. They'd been raised mean.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you gave them, if you gave them a chance, they'd come around and not be really mean.
Well, and it's like a dog. You know, a lot of people say pit bull, but pit bulls are you're afraid to have one. The only way a pit bull's mean is if somebody trains it to be mean.
They train it to be mean. A pit bull, if it's your pet, will turn over and let you scratch its belly.
Of course, of course. Speaking about pets, how's Jazz Man?
Jazz Man is just worn out.
Is he worn out?
Yeah, he's had. Shannon's kind of in and out of the house now, and she leaves for work at 4 in the morning. So Jazz's sleeping habits are a little bit disturbed.
Well, does he see her? Does he wave or kiss her goodbye?
Oh, he tries. What he wants her to leave, he wants her to leave her room so he can go in and get under her bed.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
He's ready, huh? Is that where he sleeps, under that bed?
No, he sleeps in a chair in the kitchen area. And he really has owned that chair, and if somebody comes in and wants to sit in it, he just tears them all to pieces.
That's my chair, Mama.
He books and runs, and then he comes back and stands in front of them.
And looks, yeah.
Gives them the stare.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a cat.
They're that way.
You know what? Everybody ought to have a cat. I think that's the biggest stress relief, is a cat.
Oh, heavens, yes.
They ought to be in every psycho ward in the country.
Psycho ward full of cats.
Well, and I'm serious about that. I'm thinking about prisoners. They often bring in animals.
Sure.
And it's calming, and it can change people. I just think we got to give those animals credit.
Oh yeah, and
do
a
good
lot of your nursing homes and stuff, long stay places, you know, bring people up. They bring dogs in.
Right.
And the dogs are trained to do that work.
They are trained to do that work, and animals have a tendency, like if you're sick or if I'm sick,
know.
my cat will climb up and sit on the arm of my chair or jump up on the top of something. But they do. I think they understand that you're not feeling good.
No, I agree with that. You know, and Fran said, and sometimes Dottie's not approachable. Cats can be unapproachable.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, but if she's not feeling good, that cat will know, and that cat won't get any further than 2 feet away from her.
That's
And she'll stay right there with her.
animals, or at least my cat, walks in and owns the room real quick. He'll,
Very much.
you know, it's like, okay, I'm here now. You can go and do your thing.
Yeah. and you can't call them.
Yeah.
They'll come when they're ready.
I wonder if everybody knows that next Tuesday is Veterans Day, and we have a wonderful program at South Jackson Civic Center.
Civic Center, yes, and that's something
Performing Arts Center.
That's gone on for years and years and years, and great speakers we've had, and one of my favorite people. Matter of fact, this is a gentleman that, you know, you worry about politics and worry about politicians and this and that. You know, for the last probably at least 4 presidential elections, I've cast my ballot for General Bart Burton for president.
Thank you.
And General Bart Burton, Peggy's son, is going to be the speaker.
He'll be one of the speakers.
One of the speakers, yeah.
It will be a, you know, I know that they're trying to get also the man out at AEDC.
The commander.
The commander, yeah. Anyway, I'm proud he's able to come.
Sure, me too. You know, I remember when Bart came back, and this has probably been, maybe 15, 16 years
It was
ago.
about 2015.
He
about
came back
then.
in and was at East Lincoln School and spoke to those children over there, and I was there and filmed that, and it was just a wonderful. Those children's eyes were just that big.
I know. I was so impressed with the children.
Oh,
They
paid attention.
They paid attention, and
This is a very, very important, strong, you know, a fireman, policeman. You know, people say, "What do you want to be?" I want to be a fireman. You know, and there's some of those kids that say, "I want to be a soldier.
right.
I want to protect my country."
Thank God.
And that's what
that
your
we have-
son chose to do, and he's done
have
it.
people like
He's
that.
done it in a wonderful way, and very, very respectfully, and he's been quite successful in his efforts.
He's a good man.
He is a good man.
He is.
He's good enough to be president. He is. He's good enough to be president.
He has a lot of friends.
Sad news is that, sad news and good news, our Tullahoma High School girls soccer team played for the state championship last week, and they lost 1-0.
Yeah.
And
That was amazing.
But they are the second best girls soccer team in the state.
That's
I
wonderful.
mean, you don't have a ring,
right.
but you've got I mean, just to be there
I'm
is
so
a great
proud
thing.
of them,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of the coaches. And
Oh yeah, heavens yes.
a lot of determination in that group.
Yeah, that's a great group,
They're
great group,
winners.
and there'll be a lot of those girls will play college soccer.
Yeah.
will. But then that night, that was last Friday morning, last Friday night, Columbia came to town, undefeated in our district, well, undefeated, I guess, and beat Tullahoma, and so that means that we are number 3 in our region, and it means we will be going to Happy Valley, Harper Valley, whatever it is, on the
Yeah.
other side of Chattanooga to play a football game Friday night in the playoffs. First round of the
That ought to be
playoffs.
exciting.
Huh?
That ought to be exciting.
Well, yeah, and we'll see. And, you know, Coy, the football show Saturday morning, he stays positive as ever. And he said, you know, these guys, they hadn't played their best ball game yet.
Well,
And he said, you know, there's one time we're a 5-5 team now. And of course we play 6A teams.
yeah.
You know, when we're not playing in the region, you can play 3A teams or 4A teams down below you and have a really pretty schedule, you know, have a winning, but you're playing people
Well, you're
that you
playing
ought to be
people that-
beating anyway.
Right.
The only way you get better is to play people better than you.
It's right.
And that, you know, I understand
That's
the
very
coaches, coaches stand on that. And so he said, you know, there's only been one time that a 5-5 team has won the state championship because they hadn't peaked.
They hadn't been
And once they got in the
Yeah.
playoff, they peaked
exactly.
and they beat everybody.
Yeah, and that's amazing what it will happen to people when their competition is tight.
Right,
They'll
sure is.
really often rise above a level that they really are.
Yeah,
almost.
that's right. That's right. So we'll be looking forward to that, and then Tennessee got beat. Their little quarterback looked like he was lost in a dream.
Oh, bless
That
him.
poor thing. I mean, he's a good quarterback and he's done a good job, but he just looked lost the other day. Vanderbilt got beat by 3 points, I believe, something like that.
That was a good game.
By Texas.
Yeah,
Great ball game.
Texas are pretty tough people.
They're pretty tough. Those Cowboys
Yeah.
can't always be a cowboy. Every now and then a volunteer has to go out and save them Cowboys.
That's right.
That's why we call the volunteer state. We went out there and helped them at the Alamo.
Exactly.
So no, so Vanderbilt lost. Then you turn around and Titans lost. Everybody lost. So maybe we'll find something this week.
Can't win every time.
Can't win every time,
Got to
can
just
you?
keep competing and striving
So
to
we
be the
have
best.
a lot of good people coming on today.
There's a lot happening today.
Tell us who you have
Well,
coming.
Eleanor Bertashaw Dix is going to be on talking about something
Something.
interesting. She made costumes for
Right,
years
right.
all over the country, and she has been one of our great people from South Jackson that used to help us a
Sure,
lot here.
sure.
And then I have Blossom Merriman, who they're about to open the museum finally after
Right.
remodeling, and so she's going to talk a little bit about that.
Great.
Blossom Merriman and Eleanor.
And then our friend Charlie Allen is working with Buddy Jewell, who was one of the first winners of one of the contest shows on TV, and he is
Which
a
one was that? America's Got Talent, maybe?
American, one of those, or
Yeah.
You Can Be a Star, or whatever it was. But he won, and Buddy's been around Nashville for years, very successful in his career. Matter of fact, he was
2
at
years
South
ago.
Jackson 2 years ago.
And he sang for my daughter's, in memory of my daughter's husband. Which
Right.
was very kind.
Right, very kind, and he's going to be here. And I don't know for sure if we can get him on stage or not, but I was on the phone with Hank Williams IV
Wow.
yesterday, and of course you got Hank, you got Bo Cephas, and you got Hank 3,
3, and then the
and
4.
then evidently there's a Hank 4 now.
How old is Hank 4?
I have no
7?
idea, but he will. I guess I don't know that he'll be on stage on the show, but he'll be in the building.
Well, that's great.
So
I'm
we got all
excited
kinds of
about that.
great things coming on. I want to tell you, let's remind you of these couple things right here. November the 9th, and that will be, is that this weekend?
5 days
It's 5 days
5
away.
days away. All right, that's when the Tullahoma Wildcats and Friends Baseball Clinic will be at the right across at the JS3 facility, and that's right next to the old post office, and there'll be all of the pro pitchers and baseball players: Jordan Sheffield, Ryan Morris, Dwan Braston, Tony Sheffield, Justice Sheffield, Gary Phillips, Jordan Paris. All of these folks will be there. There will be ages 7 to 10, 9 to 10:30 a.m., ages 11 to 14, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., 40 in each group. So
That's quite a lineup.
sign up for that.
That's quite a lineup of people. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And then we've got to remember that the Grown Folks Night Out, Art and Soul, and that is to be held at South Jackson Civic Center. Dress code strictly enforced: no sneakers, t-shirts, or sweatpants. Tickets online at Eventbrite.
Leave your pajamas at home.
No, yeah, leave your children at home. No kids.
And the next day on the 16th is the Young Musicians Showcase at South Jackson at 2:30 in the afternoon. That's on
it.
the 16th of November. What you got to read?
I'm gonna read about one thing here because we're running short. I went to the doctor yesterday, and I had it wasn't yesterday, but this has happened. You must be here at 10:30. Well, I was there at 10:30 and 10:45, at 11, 11:15, 11:30, 11:45, they call my name. I need to send them a damn bill for my time. Damn doctors.
Oh, gosh.
And this is a good one here too. A clerk, a recorder, some cops, and a judge. A district attorney that ain't gonna budge. A public defender yells innocent of everything from earwax to navel lint. 13 are chosen, most long in the tooth, tasked with a job of finding the truth. Jury duty.
Jury duty. Yeah.
So,
Good one.
good one. We'll be back after these messages. Don't go away. We got good guests today.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you shine. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with disodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Welcome back. I have a couple of friends on this show today, but right now I have Blossom Merriman. She's one of my friends for a long time.
A long time.
We have hung out together at the South Jackson Performing Arts Center almost from the onset. I know.
Well, 50 years,
yeah,
40 years.
It's been a long, long time.
Yeah.
And Blossom is the curator of the museum at South Jackson and has done a fabulous job. She keeps up with everything. And I wanted just to know how's the new museum coming along? Where are we with that?
Well, everything that is old is new again.
Yeah.
Isn't that an old saying from somewhere? Does that save us from? Oh my gosh. Well, since it was a floor to ceiling and back again and in the walls and
beautiful.
Upside down and whatnot, it took a while of adjusting to everything in the collection being somewhere else, and are trying to plan what we might need for the next few years.
And taking all those bits and pieces and placing them somewhere else. And not forget what you have and who gave it to you and where it came from.
And we spend a great deal of time maintaining those records.
Yeah.
Because we have people that come in that want to see something Grandma gave.
Right.
Well, golly, you maybe didn't know Grandma.
One thing I wanted to ask you was that often people whose parents have died and their generations back there, and you may run across some fabulous piece that you don't know where it came from.
We quite often.
You have a way of identifying.
Since Tullahoma had so many occasions to have coming and going traffic. You know, people were here for the war.
Oh yeah, from all over the world.
2 wars, training. Their relatives would come to visit. I wondered why everybody had to walk up something or other over their garage when I first came here in town. Everybody did, and that was an extra room for people to rent.
Even during the war, when I was little, we had a mother and a little son in a tent on our land because they wanted to be somewhere near his
where
father.
their father was.
And,
yes. Many people, so many people came and went that you can see pictures of Tullahoma when there were so many people on the street. It looked like New York at the rush hour. And a lot of people
that's true.
Will look at me and say, "Where was that picture made?" I said, "Downtown."
Yeah.
Just people walking around looking for something to eat. The places were open all night long. They drug in things like streetcars and whatever and put restaurants in the streetcars.
I know.
And you can see pictures of people just coming. In other words, it was a boom and bust sort of a thing. And I was even told when I first came here that the streets weren't even paved out past a certain point, and they had to pour something on them because there was so much traffic.
Exactly.
Suddenly.
And what made you decide to want to become a historian, which you are so good at it?
I think that goes back to wondering why the things had happened already in my family. Like my dad was killed, and I never knew him. He was killed in World War II. And I thought, as a little girl, well, why did he go away and do that?
Yeah.
You know, why did he not stay with his family? You know, I was this tall when I started questioning why. Well, the only way to
why
find
does everybody
out
else have a father and I don't?
is to get on it and start researching it, ask everybody who's still living the pertinent questions, ask them if they've got letters from 100 years ago and they're going to toss them. No, let them. You know, read them and see what went on. And so if you try to track your own family first, or if you don't have a family, my grandmother, great-grandmother in Missouri fed 15 to 20 people every time she did a meal, because this included all the field hands,
and
passersby,
yeah.
people that were renting a room. She had a huge house, and people who were just visiting.
Are you? I know you are.
So-
Are you always looking for some new things?
Oh gosh.
And-
Well, like I said, everything old is new again, and it will be a surprise to somebody else of another generation.
So if so,
that
you
this
have
thing happened
something-
and that thing
Yeah.
happened, and they'll go, "What did you say?"
So if somebody out there has something that they're not sure if it's important or not,
We have, well, you know what we have? Foundling things, I call them. Collections of things that were left in the bottoms of closets when people were transient.
Yeah.
And they didn't take them with them when they left. And so maybe they have stayed in that closet in the bottom or in a, somewhere where nobody noticed them. And suddenly they land on my desk. And they said, I said, now wait a minute, give me some background here. Where did you find these? And are they related to anything that your family did? Oh no, I just moved in this house to rent, and there was a closet full of stuff. And I said, what else do you have in the closet? Because it might shed some light on what the documents are about.
So when your most valuable, say, thing that you have at South Jackson that's going to be, it's seen in the museum, do you know, or you focus more on the...
Well, from the earliest time, it would be records of the founders of Tullahoma. Tullahoma was a town company town.
Yeah.
It had 5 guys. 2 of them were brothers. One of them, 2 of them were, I think, War of Mexican War or something prior to the Civil War. Trainees,
me.
But that's okay.
Yeah. You had to go.
And so I just happened onto something since we've gotten to where we can research on the net, if you just throw
very
a
helpful.
name out there, you're not going to get much. You're going to get too much off of something like Anderson, which 2 brothers were Andersons, and that's why we have, our streets are named after
Right.
a lot of these people. Catron Street, I believe Catron was a judge on the state
interesting.
level.
Yeah.
And OG Street, it's after somebody, And so the town company streets, if you have a weird street that you live on and why in the world is it called Grizzard? Well, that was one of the investors.
One of the investors, right.
Yeah, And so if you find an odd name, and it's part of your address, you might want to just research to see why.
Yeah. Do you have any idea when the museum's going to open? Are y'all discussing that yet?
Well, we're
You're getting close, I think.
We're getting really close. We're getting really close. But we always know that in debuting things that our folks on. Oh, here we go. Hello. right out of my lap, right here. And so here are our events and everything that's going on, plus other things that are going on that are not on here that have been planned since then. But this goes through 26, up to May of 26, does it not?
I believe so.
And
yes.
you can see that there's benefits, sponsors, all kinds of different ticket packages you can buy. This goes, a lot of people like Henry Joe. When he comes.
I might add that Utopia is going to be on our stage in January.
Oh,
and they're a local
okay.
group that I'm real proud of, and I'm excited to bring in.
I was
them to
dying
our
of
stage.
curiosity as how they were going to do the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
and that was
good.
just so cleverly done.
It was
because
wonderful.
if you've seen that cathedral and been in it, and looked at it across the river and everything, and you're going, holy cow, it's just vast.
Yeah, a lot of things happen at South Jackson that people don't, maybe not always get the word on it. So go on to southjackson.org.
Here we go.
Events.
Get these, look at this. It's online. All of this is here, and we're into good heavens.
Something happening all the time. In fact, I think there's a children's production this weekend.
Yes,
Am I right?
And there were Halloween events, storytelling stuff, and there's just so many things. And then there's a memories page. You might see somebody on here that long ago that you saw a production.
So are they giving those away at the civic?
Yeah, they're laying around. You can get them and go in the office there. There'll be stacks of things that we have like that, and they can give it to you, or it's online too. They change it and make it online too. I just wanted to just say that.
Well, it's a busy place, and they're always looking for volunteers, and without a leader like Greg Gressel, we'd kind of be lost. He's done a wonderful job, but there's always room for more volunteers.
He keeps us stirred up.
Yes.
And sometimes we have to put a leash on him. He's out here thinking somewhere, and
I feel like
going.
you could use some volunteers in the museum.
And when it opens, we always have a hostess that tries to get people to sign their name, because that's how we keep track.
It also brings money, doesn't it?
We base our money is based on how many people we serve, a whole lot,
Right.
And so if you don't sign your name, you bought a ticket, and we could count your ticket, but we still don't know where you came from or how we would like to intrigue you to come back,
There's just so much history in Tullahoma. It's unbelievable to me how much has gone on, and the fact that we've brought in such an eclectic group of people. We have people that live in this region from all over the world.
Here you go. If you see a sword that has an inscription on it, the sword from the Mexican War, I believe it was, that one of the founders of Tullahoma carried at the time, Dr. Anderson, who survived the war, and he had it, and he went to a hospital where military people were being evacuated out of the Tullahoma area, and he went by a hospital and somewhere around Chattanooga, and he left his things, his bag and that sword outside the door, and sword disappeared.
Oh, wow.
We would love to have that.
To have that sword.
Have it back, but no telling who has it, if it is.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate artifact, if we could get that,
that would
someday.
Be fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
It really would.
That would be neat. And also I was looking for looking at a photograph, I thought, but I wasn't sure, of a dirigible. And I picked the corner up of the frame to see if that picture was made by a woman, and it was.
It was.
And if that was the woman, I think it might be, that did a lot of military things, dressed like a soldier and went in and took pictures, and they didn't know any different. That would be wonderful. I haven't been able to prove that yet. But I'm working on it. That's what I do, is background research.
You've kind of been a collector all your life, haven't you?
Well, I collected up here, and then I try to sort it out.
Well, you've done a wonderful job. And
thank you.
I think that
with a lot of help from a lot of people.
I think that we need to close this off for now, and thank you for coming. And I know there'll be a big opening before too long.
Yes.
When everything's ready.
Well, we get a little bit more settled down with our.
It's really a big job. Thanks, Blossom. You're so good.
Well,
to
you're
come
welcome.
and
I
crawl out of bed early.
I had a reason to get on.
Now, don't forget to go and vote. We'll be back. We'll be back.
All righty.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while, where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey,
Why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. I told you I had some friends on the show today, and it's such a pleasure to introduce to you Eleanor Dix, who has lived and still sort of lives in Tullahoma for a long time. And
yes, 55 years.
And today we're going to talk about some of the places and some of the costumes she has made.
The things I do.
Yeah, the things you do. It always just amazed me. I can almost look on stage at times and think, I think Eleanor Dix might have done that. Yeah.
It could be.
You made many costumes. One of the most fun times was when my grandson was in Wizard of Oz, and
I was in Washington.
You were in Washington, and they were in Virginia, and you supplied them with costumes. They were fabulous.
I could give them back if they want them. I've brought them down here.
Oh,
so it's quite a fun morning. I walk in and there's Blossom Merriman, one of my longest friends in Tullahoma. We were neighbors when I first moved in to my house over on Noble Court. And then we got involved with the Civic Center and the museum together. So we've been fast friends for a long time. And of course we've been friends forever.
I'm probably the oldest person you know.
We're definitely the most fun.
Eleanor,
and
do you remember the first thing you did on stage at South Jackson before we became?
South Jackson.
Yeah,
the first show I did for the Community Playhouse was it was a July 4th review. Out in the old theater. Because my daughter Agnes was dancing with Beverly Long, and Beverly needed a row of can-can dancers. And
I remember that well.
And Pauline was just 6 months old, and I was staying at home, and I made all the can-can skirts and ruffled, and I knew how many hundreds of yards of ruffles I did for each. So that was my first foray into the theater here, and then the rest was history, because I did 3 shows that year for the Playhouse. I did Lion in Winter, and I don't remember, we did Gypsy.
And I think you did 1776.
I did 1776. So that was the beginning. I told Beverly the other day, I said, you started all this.
Right.
Because after JB, my husband, passed away, I moved to Washington for a while, and I got very involved in theater up there. I had given all of my costume stock to the Civic Center, to the Playhouse.
Yeah.
I said, I'll never do this again. And once we got established in Washington, Dunbar, my son was in school up there. He was a junior, and he got involved in a theater group. And of course, they needed costumes.
Right.
And that began my foray into costuming in Washington.
And you've done an absolutely fabulous job. Before we get too far, let's run that first video, and
Okay.
it's you talking and
me
kind
talking.
of showing what you do. So if you're ready to roll that film, we'll watch that now.
The Mikado is Gilbert and Sullivan's most popular creation. For the Washington Savoyards production, director Cindy Oxberry envisioned tapping into the contemporary Japanese trend of Harajuku while retaining the authenticity of the original play. A costume designer needs artistic vision as well as a thorough knowledge of pattern draping, textiles, and fashion history. I worked closely with the director and with the set and lighting designers to ensure that the aesthetic concept of the production was vibrant and expressive. This Mikado features a very strong cast. Each performer takes his or her character in a unique direction. The vision and energy of every production is distinctive. Together in this production of the Mikado, the Washington Savoyards bring Gilbert and Sullivan's masterpiece to life.
I love that because it actually showed you at work.
It showed me at work. That was for the Washington Savoyards, as it says. I'd ended up doing a number of shows for them, beautiful productions, and we were doing some kind of grassroots advertising, and they wanted to do these little vignettes. So hearing my voice was the hardest part.
I think you have a beautiful voice, and it's real easy to listen to.
Oh, thank you.
I don't want to forget that you're going to be selling some costumes.
Well, I guess we all come to this place. I'm here 100% of the time now, and along with all of my belongings, well, most of my belongings were here, but along with my contents of my condo came the contents of my storage units, which probably are thousands of pieces of costumes because you collect them. And the number of shows I've done, I mean, I've probably done over 50.
And you have whole
shows. So I'm reaching out to theater groups in the area, obviously, but beyond, because now you can do that with, as my daughters are telling me, it's easy to do with online contacts. And I'm a member of a bunch of groups. So what I have right now, my friend Beverly Long's studio was not being utilized, so she was kind enough to let me bring all of my pieces out of my home.
Do you have the address in your head?
The address is 311 West Lincoln Street. We're going to give you the phone number to call if you're interested in anything, or if you're a member of a group that might want to show. There you go. There's my email address. To come and look, or let me, I'll publish a list as well of the shows that I have in total. And then I have a lot of other miscellaneous, tons of hats, tons of uniforms. And
I know.
Bandit. So some unique things. It's a neat collection of, if I say so myself, of designed shows and just other vintage. I have a lot of vintage.
I love how you coordinate all of the, it's not just a matter of making a bunch of clothes. It's coordinating the colors and coordinating the feel, everything that goes on. It's a big job.
It's the aesthetic of, obviously, this period, the style. You have to take into account the director's concept and images, imagination too, of what they really want to see, how they want to convey. I tend to skew things a little differently. I'm not into the primary palette. So a lot of my shows, you might see that commonality where I'll have really interesting colors, like the mustard greens or the chartreuses or the aquas. I love that. And also, it's about appealing to the audience and perhaps delivering
for them something they'd never imagined themselves. So I've really enjoyed it. I have reached an age where just handling costumes are heavy. They're voluminous. You just never know. You only have 200 pieces in a show, and
you have to keep them clean.
Well, cleaning, always everything's cleaned before it's restocked. So anyway, I've been over the past month. I've been in the process of sorting, trying to get a perspective for offering the collection out to the folks that want to use it or need to use it.
I wanted to show that little clip we have from
Pirates of Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance, because I love the show. It's
this was a beautiful production, if I say so myself. The set was fantastic. It doesn't show up so well in the set.
So we're going to just show about 30 seconds of it so you get an idea.
Oh. Got a big grant.
I love that. That's one of my favorites.
Well, our Pirate King loved his costume. And anybody that's ever seen our productions from South Jackson stage on know that my skirts ripple. Well, the pirate coat rippled, and he knew how to play every inch of it.
And he loved it.
Wonderful. He loved it. And we remounted that show at the University of Maryland, and he came back to do the role. It was a nice show. I have that show if anybody's doing Pirates of Penzance. Give me a call or send me an email. One thing I wanted to tell you, Peggy, I don't know how much time we have left, but the 6 degrees of separation, it all started here for me with the community playhouse. And then when I went to Washington, thinking I'd never do this again, I had a neighbor, and we were in a new subdivision, didn't know this person, never met her, and we got to talking, and she knew I did costumes, and she was doing Into the Woods for a theater group in Maryland, and she said, the fellow that's doing our costumes needs some help. Would you be willing to help? And I said, well, maybe. So I went down and watched rehearsal, and they were doing Into the Woods, and he needed the ghost or something, I can't remember, but I took it on. It was a small job. And then not long afterwards, he called me and he said, I had been asked to costume a show in Washington, and it's pretty prestigious to be asked. And but it's more than I can do. He said, there are 30 numbers in the show. And I was telling the director that I just met a lady from Tennessee, and he said, well, who is it? And she said, Eleanor Dixon. He goes, call her immediately. Right. And the director that year was Larry Beard from Tullahoma, who had been Fagin when I directed Oliver at the Civic Center. And that's 6 degrees of separation. So that's how I got involved with Hexagon, and that sort of began all of the other
once somebody finds out what you can do, then they're ready, they're there and hungry to have somebody to help. And it's amazing, Eleanor.
That was it, the beginning.
Do you have a favorite show that you've done?
Oh, goodness. Well, Pirates. And my daughter also choreographed it, so we worked together on that show.
Was fun.
But I loved Into the Woods. I love... for Catholic University, I costumed for them for 20 years because my son Dunbar ended up there as a music theater major. So I did a little night music, my first show at Catholic University.
That was nice. You did it here, didn't you?
I did it here, Ann Baldwin. Yeah, we did it here. It was a beautiful show. I love Secret Garden. I did that with a high school group at American University. So, and Kiss Me Kate. And I have Kiss Me Kate in total. It was a beautiful show. So, I don't know. I like all of them. I love working with the actors.
I just don't know how you packed up all those costumes and got them to Tullahoma.
With a lot of strong bodies.
Yeah.
And they were here. Believe it or not, they were in my house. But they're available.
And if you're interested, like I said, email me and I'll get back in touch with you.
Do you want to mention price at all, or you negotiate?
No, because I'm working on that, and I'm leaning on my daughters who know more than I do about it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen them here
if
yet.
anybody wants to come and look, when is it open down there?
This month I'll be open Thursday, Friday, Saturdays from 12 until 5.
12 to 5.
Mm-hmm. It's 311 West Lincoln Street.
And you can go online and find out. Well, they're going to throw us out. So, Eleanor, I love what you do. Thanks for coming. It was great having you.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be back with something exciting.
HostMy provides modern phone systems with mobile integration, HIPAA-ready business texting, and digital faxing solutions. More importantly, we offer dedicated U.S.-based support, transparent billing, and unparalleled reliability. Call 931-581-4411 today and partner with the best.
Hi, my name is Ringo. Here at Barkview Senior Living, they're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. Yeah, you even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Welcome back. I am here with Coach Jerry Mathis, or former coach.
Former coach, that's true.
Retired coach.
That's true also, retired.
You want to go do a little league?
No, I did Little League in my time.
I've done it in my time. Jerry Mathis was the head coach of Tullahoma High School for several years, but you started in I believe in '67 as an assistant coach.
For Jack Jolly, I did. There wasn't a supplement for the time, so I did it for nothing. I told Jack that I would love to come in here and coach, and he said, well, I don't have an assistant position open because there's no money for it. I said, I don't care. I want to do it anyway. And I did. And of course, Jack was involved then in football, and he was involved in spring practice, so I took the team, and I took care of them. So
that's the main thing. Got a lot of knowledge. But now, what year did you start as a head coach?
70-71.
70-71, and from there you were very, in all honesty, you were a very successful coach at the high school. I believe you won your first state championship in '74, but you was runner-up, I believe, in '73.
That's true. We were.
Well, I guess what I need to ask you is what year did you start and how long did you coach Tullahoma? That's
I coached for 29 years. I quit in 2017. So I was there for 29 years, and I was 29 years as head coach.
Well, I noticed that you won your first state championship. You got a reserve in '73.
Mm-hmm.
Then you won it in everything in '74. And we've got a picture of that '74 team, but that's how long ago it was. Back then it was black and white.
I understand that, yes.
We're getting old.
I know, you don't have to tell me.
Well, I know that was when I first moved to Tullahoma.
Okay.
When you won the state championship. But now you went 16 years between your first championship and your second state championship, but you were also runner-up in '86, I believe it was. So here's a question I'd like to ask. You was runner-up in '73.
Mm-hmm.
You was runner-up in '86. Did you have hopes of maybe next year, '87?
We had hopes. We wasn't sure that. I wasn't sure as relative to pitching goes that I had the combination of pitching to do it again in '87.
Well, I know that, but it skipped a year, and it took you won your second one in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
And those boys, we got a video. Now we had colored pictures then.
Yeah, I know.
We started moving on.
We got a little advanced as time went on.
Getting a little bit more technology back.
Right.
But I love this picture simply because the pile-on, and that's something that every kid loves to do. If they do something good, they've got to do the pile-on. And that's a prime example, but you wasn't in the pile-on.
No, I got out of the way.
you move on down the road. Well, after that, you won the championship in 1990, like we just showed, and then you went to '97. You were runner-up again.
We were. That was a team that we started off the year, and we struggled a little bit at first, and then as time went on, they developed real well. And I never will forget, it was the first time that I'd ever lost a game to Manchester, Coffee County. We went about 20-something years and never lost a game to them. We won every game we ever played, and then they beat us. They had the Elam boys,
yep.
And those Elam boys were good players and good friends. Well, one of them, passed away on a motorcycle accident, but the other one, to this day, is still a good friend of mine. And we had to go to there to see who went to the state, and they had beaten us. As we drove up into Manchester, they had a sign out there that said, "Welcome, T-Town, because we're going state bound." And I told my team, I said, "I want y'all to look at that." And I told my managers, that's what's funny. I said, "Listen, when this game's over," we walked up to the dugout and I looked over there, and in the dugout in the back, they got state bound. I said, "If we were to win this game, I want y'all to go over and get that signed." They said, "Okay." Sure enough, we won it. They went over, got the sign, brought it back over, and we took it home with us.
Well, that's a good thing. You're right about them Elam boys. They were good.
Great kids.
I did all my coaching in Little League and T-ball and the travel league some, but we picked up one of them Elam boys for a travel team in Little League.
Yes.
He was good, and good football player
good
too.
Football players, great kids.
Well, I guess the next question I've got is in your career at Tullahoma High School, what was your biggest high and low?
Well, I can tell you, of course, the biggest high is the first time we won the state championship. We got down here and we had to go through Knoxville Central and all that group. We played Cookeville. And I'll tell you something about that game. We were playing Cookeville, and I pitched J.R. Fair the first game. We won 1-0. And then we came in the next night. It was best 2 out of 3 then. They had everybody together, all teams together, A, AA, AAA, 4A, 5A, everybody. So we were going to be if we won it, we were going to be the state champion of the entire state. So JR pitched the first game 1-0. Then I pitched another pitcher the second game. He got into trouble in the 5th inning. And I walked out there and I said, okay. Well, I told JR, I said, and you know, are you ready again? And of course, back then you could do that. And JR said, Coach, let me go warm up. And he warmed up down there. I came off the mound, went another inning, and in the 6th inning, he got in trouble again, and I went out there and I said, okay, I'm going to take him out. I looked at JR and I said, come on. Now, this is something that sticks in my mind all these years, and JR still remembers it to this day. Got on the mound, and I said, all right, warm up a few. It looked like he had never rested. He threw it like a bullet. And I said to JR, I said, JR, I'm going to go sit down. He said, Coach, this is what I want you to do. Go sit down because this game's over. And he was.
He was that sure, huh?
He was that sure, and buddy, it was. It was over. They never scored again.
Well, that
was tough.
That's something that you always remember when somebody is so positive. That
he was positive.
Going to do good.
He had the best knuckle curve I've ever seen. As far as that thing would break straight off the table, and JR was phenomenal.
No, great. Well, we got the high. What's the low?
One of the lows I ever had was when I had a team that we went over to Columbia and played in the state tournament. Not state tournament, the sectional tournament. And we were playing, and we were high in 1 run. We had the bases loaded, and it came a flood. Now, we're in the 6th inning. And I had some good hitters coming up. Well, it came a flood. And Sammy Northcutt was one of our umpires over there. And it came a flood, and it called it off as far as that go that night. And we got out on the field, and we were talking. And we said, well, we'll come back tomorrow and finish it. And everybody agreed. The umpires agreed. Tournament director agreed. Everybody. And so we all came home, ready to go the next day. Same situation, bases be loaded, got my good players up, and I get a phone call. And he said, Coach, yeah, no need to come back, this game's over. I said, wait a minute, well, we called the TSSAA, and they said after 5 innings, it's over, even in a state tournament, sectional tournament. So y'all are finished. That just devastated me. We only had 1 out, bases loaded, and we were fixing to win that game. But anyway, that's, you know, you get down to that, and that's a part of life. You got to live with it. And our kids were devastated. I was devastated, and that was one of the lows in my time right there.
I would imagine that that would.
That would. I mean, we had all intention next day. We even had the bus settled. Everything's ready. We're going back go back to Columbia, and we're going to finish this thing. And
didn't get the opportunity.
Didn't have the opportunity. It was over with.
I would have been. Of course, I got a little redneck in me. So I would have.
Well, I grew up in Estlin. I do too.
I'd have been upset. Well, I guess what was your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge is getting the people to be on the right page at the right time. Fundamentals. We worked on fundamentals every day. At the end of every practice, we would always go 7 innings. You can't make a physical. You cannot make a mental mistake. And they all knew this today. They can still remember it to this day. I see a lot of them like Derek Cranover. I see him everywhere. And I say, well, hey, Derek, you just start over. So here's what we do. We go 7 innings. If you made a physical mistake, we start over again. If we were in the 5th going through all of that and we made a mistake, we go back and we do it over again. Start over, gentlemen. And they all knew it. Well, if you made a mental mistake, in other words, for example, if I hit it to the right field and the third baseman didn't back up the second, or left fielder didn't come over and back his pace up, then I'd say, gentlemen, where are you supposed to be? And they'd look at me and say, never mind, start over. And we'd start over.
They learned.
They learned real fast. I said, the reason I do this is because you'll never go through a game that you haven't been introduced to the situation. And they said, okay. That right there, I wanted to get them all on the same page, want them all to do the same thing, learn how to field the ball properly. learn how to get along with each other. And we don't want to badmouth another team, because I told them, I said, when you start badmouthing and you start, getting out of line with that, those people that you pass on your way up, you're going to see them again as you're on the way down.
That's
and
fact.
And I said, you don't want to do that. And so let's keep our things in conceptive here, and let's do it right. And that's what we did. That was the main thing I wanted to do.
Well, teamwork now is exactly that. Each person, to me, has their job. And as long as you do your job and your teammate does their job, then it's going to be smooth going. When you have one that messes up, sometimes it's kind of like, and I heard this saying, quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
One thing goes wrong, then another thing goes wrong, then everything goes wrong.
It will explode.
And
I always wanted our players to know everybody else's positions. In other words, first baseman. Y'all tell me what he's responsible for. I want to know what his responsibilities are as far as bunting, backing up, everything. So, and they all knew everybody else's positions.
Well, going back through your coaching career, is there anything you'd do different today or change that you did in the past?
Today?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, there's not a whole lot I would change. Back then, though, I didn't have to put up with the parental problems that a lot of them have to put up with now.
Oh, yeah.
And then I told my players, I said, I want to tell you something. You may disagree with what I do, and I understand that. But don't send your parents down here. If they do, your playing days are over. And they would do that too. They would, I didn't have them come around and talk to me. And I said, you got to remember one thing, I give out the caps. If I run into something that y'all not getting along with each other and I'm having to put up with all of this stuff from behind the scenes, then your cap I'll keep. And so they did.
Well, that's a good way to be.
Sure it is. I had a kid one time, he was a sophomore, and we were in the gym practicing because it was snowing outside. And we were in the gym, and I said, all right, gentlemen, I'm going to pass out the caps now, the ones that made the team. And I started passing them out, gave this kid his, and he looked at it, and I turned around and started to walk off, and he said, I've waited all my life for this one time. It made me feel good.
Well, a lot of kids, they play, they give their heart and their soul.
Sure they do.
But I'm like this, and Little League, T-ball on up, there comes a time when a youth turns on their light bulb and everything comes together for them.
Sure.
But up until that point, it's rough on them. But I can see kids with dreams of playing, and when they finally get to high school, their dream is to go on. And to make the high school team, hey, you got to make it. It's not given.
It's not going to be given, and you're not going to. You may have played shortstop in Little League in Lay Brew, but you may not be a shortstop there. You may be an outfielder. So I had that happen 2 or 3 times. Parents say, well, he was a great second baseman. I said, yes, ma'am, but that's not what I need.
Well, he's third baseman now. Well, a lot of them never understood. They say, well, this guy, he's got a great glove. Well, it takes a good, strong arm from third and short.
Yeah.
Second, you don't need as strong an arm. Not to me. It don't have to be as strong as it would be on third. And the outfielders, they got to be able to move. Get around.
Some of them got to be able to move, and center fielder's got to take control. Your right fielder's got to have a great arm, and your left fielder's got to be a backup man everywhere.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't understand baseball, and they look at it one way, and they think it. Which I know as you walk through the different levels of baseball, it gets tougher and tougher and more demanding, and it's not like now you got participation trophies and all this. I'll be honest, not to get you in trouble, but I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in participation trophies at all. If you earn it, you win it.
And
you get you a trophy.
Exactly the way I feel. Kids need to go.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while, where your Fridays are spent under the lights. where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, years ago, back when I was a kid, back when I was in high school, junior high school, there was an invasion in the United States of America. The Beatles came to the United States of America. Well, guess what? Nashville's come to Tullahoma. We got Charlie Allen, we got Buddy Gill, and the Radio Man right over there. Nashville has come to Tullahoma, folks. The invasion.
I like that, don't you, buddy?
Me too. That'd be a good name for a band, wouldn't it? The
or
Invasion.
a tour.
Hey,
the Invasion tour.
I'll just take 0.5% on that.
All right. That's about all we're going to make on it, Mr.
Yeah,
Jones.
probably so. Charlie, tell us what's going on, buddy. You always got good stuff happening, and I'm glad to have you here always when you show up. And with this right here with you, got to be great, man.
It's awesome, man. I mean, God's been good to us, and we've been rocking it and writing and singing and writing with Johnny Garcia. And then Richard fell in our hands, and he was really excited about having us to do a show in Buddy. And we're doing a show in Manchester, Tennessee, along with Johnny Garcia. We're going to be doing a lot of the songs that we wrote, and he'll be doing some of his stuff. It's just going to be a great time, John.
Right.
I mean, an outstanding time with a great bunch of music for
the Bobby Ray Marine Corps League.
Yes.
This year's the 250th Marine Corps birthday. So in that celebration, and also in honor of Bobby Ray for what he gave his life for the Marines, we're doing a huge celebration this year. So again, it will be at the Coffee County Conference Center in Manchester. We do have tickets available right now. You can email us at BobbyRayMCL1377@gmail.com, and we'll give you the information for the tickets. But like he said this is going to be a great concert, a great opportunity, and an awesome time to see good old country music come back to life.
Love it.
And it's about men who fought for this country. It's about
Certainly.
people who gave us life, you know, was able to be here on TV, thanks to them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure.
So
I'm a vet, and I'm involved with, of course, this next coming, what is it, Tuesday, when, the 11th, we do a thing here every year, and I have the honor. It's a hard thing to do, of reading the roll of the dead from one year to the next to make sure that those people that have sacrificed and came back, many scarred, many hurt.
Yes, sir.
And lived carrying a burden for the rest of their life because of the service they gave for us to be free. When those folks pass away, it's very important that they get recognized. And we do that every year and ring the bell with every name. So, and that'll be on the 11th here in Tullahoma.
11th.
So what you're doing is right here with me, right near and dear to my heart.
Well, we appreciate your service too, Mr. John.
Well,
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You don't realize when all that stuff's going on just what it all means. Because a lot of times you're young and stupid and thrown into it, and all you're doing is what you're told, you know.
Sounds like me and Charlie.
And my wife.
I didn't put you in that, Richard.
My wife will tell you right now, that's all I'm doing too, what she tells me. Well, listen, what we're going to do is give y'all a little taste of what you might hear. Is that what we're going to do here?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Well, just, hey, knock it out, man. We got about 10, 12 minutes or so to play some music and make sure we get back to the time and when it's going to be the event, okay?
All right. You going first?
You going first?
Well, you're sitting closest to John.
Okay.
Don't look at me with them goo-goo eyes, man. I ain't got nothing for you.
Now, calm down there. All right, so this is a song that Garcia and I wrote. I love it, and it's about a little girl who went to war and never got to come home to her babies. It's called Angels Saving Brothers. So you just got the... She was all 5'1", one proud American, coming home in just 1 month. 2 babies waiting on their mom, deployed back in 2010. In the mountains of Afghanistan, she was counting down the days, playing Barbie and soccer games. She was just a baby, fighting for our country. Oh, but in the line of fire, her duty took her higher. She flew home late that night, all wrapped up in stars and stripes. She was more than just a mother. You know what she was? An angel saving a brother. She prayed every single night, keep me brave as I fight. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Lilies in a field of hell, she covered that grenade the soldiers tell. Dust flew down and she was gone. She lost her life on that mountain. Daddy dropped down to his knees as he lowered her in the ground. You could see the tear roll down his cheek as they played them trumpet sound. He said, well, that was my baby, fighting for this country. But in the line of fire, all her her duty took her higher. She flew home late that night, all wrapped up in stars and stripes. She was more than just a mother. She was an angel saving a brother. Some child's mother.
Good job, Charlie.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Look at there.
Beautiful
Look at
team.
there.
I mean,
Got
that's
one of them little wet spots showing up.
I appreciate it. Man, ain't nothing no better when the heart speaks.
Heart
you know?
speaks. There you go.
It really does.
While
What
you're
about
looking
you,
at me,
Mr. Buddy?
there was a dead air thing there. You don't want dead air. Anyway.
All right, go ahead then.
Charlie and Johnny Garcia and I wrote this. It's one of my favorite things we've written. It's called A Lot Like Me. Seems like not that long ago I turned 17 years old. She was 16, pushing 21. High school prom, a strapless gown. We wound up on the edge of town. How could what we did hurt anyone? We both agreed there'd be no looking back. But 2 pink lines changed all of that. We believed we had no choice, so we ignored that little voice deep inside, saying, God, don't make mistakes. The 2 of us should have been 3. Now I pray someday I'll get to see if he or she looks a lot like me. Life goes on, time flies by, and God gave me a little guy. His baby sister came along last year. When their laughter makes me smile like this, I think of all the things I missed in the life we never gave the chance to live. Yeah, right now I should be loving 3 of them, instead of wondering how things might have been. We believed we had no choice, so we ignored that little voice deep inside, saying, God, don't make mistakes. The 2 of us should have been 3. Now I pray someday I'll get to see if he or she looks a lot like me. If he or she looks a lot like me. Thank y'all.
Folks, you don't see this just everywhere, every day. I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad to be here, just being part of it. You know, it's one of the things that's been kind of really, really fun for me over the last 34 years of doing what we do here, is not just being able to be a clown and an entertainer myself, you know, have you on stage, but to have an opportunity to share in great things and great work like you 2 guys are doing. And everybody doesn't get to do this, you know. And it always doesn't, it always, I tell young kids when I read to them, 2nd and 3rd graders in school, it doesn't always bring a big paycheck, but it always brings a big heart tug. it brings joy into your life. And we can look and see and feel that no matter what the politicians in this country are doing, we are still living in the human condition, and love is the greatest thing there is.
Absolutely. It sure is. Absolutely, yeah.
And, you know, I just want to thank you for being here.
Oh, John,
we ain't through,
thank you.
But after 2 songs like that, what's an old man supposed to do
Now, wait a minute.
but to give thanks?
Is there any way that we could talk Miss Peggy into letting us do a show?
Well, all we got to do is get over there and find an open date. You know, that South Jackson Civic Center is the best small theater in the state of Tennessee.
It's a great place. It really is.
Yeah. She does.
They call it, you know, when Shane Owens was there and he was using Toby's band, Toby Keith's band,
yes,
when he was traveling, and Shane was on the same album that the Ray Price label that the Ray Price album was on. And I was sitting in there and those guys, and we were in there by ourselves, and I was talking, and my voice is a little bit deep like yours, and the guitar player, Toby's guitar player said, "Oh my God, listen to this room." And those guys started calling it the Little Ryman because the acoustics in there, and you know, I don't know if you noticed, but when you played, that thing sings with you. If you hit the notes,
yes, sir.
Like in a great hall, it'll harmonize with you. You know,
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Well, listen, y'all we got a little bit of time left, so let's go out running. Date, huh?
The date is November the 8th. It will be at 5:00 p.m. At the Coffee County Conference Center. Tickets are available, $75 a piece. It is a black tie event. At least wear a black tie.
That's all me and Charlie got.
I'm still waiting on my tuxedo.
Yeah. Tickets are available. You can email us at BobbyRayMCL1377@gmail.com, and I will return your email and send you all the appropriate information to get the tickets. So, and come enjoy the concert as well as learning a little bit of history about, like you said earlier, our fellow Marines that have passed away and have fallen, and also celebrating those that are still here and serving our country today. So.
All right, guys, take us out hot. What you got?
I'm in a funny tune, and you got to do something.
Okay, let's go. We got 30 seconds. Let's go.
You always talk about this, so I'm gonna play you something.
All right, play it.
That we wrote here, and I know just where you are. Back in the back of my broken heart, I used to sing you those old love songs. And I felt so